of things you should go over even before your hands hit the keys. Let's take a look. There we go. Hello everybody. I'll greet everybody here in a minute. Okay, so taking a look at this example here, the first thing I'm going to be on the lookout for, even before I begin playing, is the time signature. And if you see a C written here, that's what's called common time. I actually haven't talked about that on the channel a lot, but common time is just 4/4, so it's really that simple. But that's not the only thing I'm on the lookout for. I'm really kind of interpreting maybe what that means and getting a feeling for the rhythm even before I'm playing. So we have half notes and quarter notes. It's just going to be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 type of thing. It always helps to internalize the rhythm, which is point number 2, even before you begin playing. The next thing I want to point out is, do we have a key signature? That's going to be super duper important because that's going to be telling you if there are any sharps or flats throughout the entire piece. And in this case, we're lucky. There's nothing written here. So that means we're in the key of C or maybe A minor, but it looks like C to me. And luckily for us, no sharps or flats to worry about. Or is there? There is. And there's actually, if you take a look here, a couple of accidentals. And so you might want to be on the lookout for those, see where those will pop up, see maybe where they will natural them again. So those are just some of the things to look out for. And then another really important thing, so we did key signature, time signature, accidentals, hand placement is a huge one. And basically what you want to do is, if you're lucky enough they've written in the finger numbers for you, you can just place your hands right over where the fingers are located, and that will set you up in the proper hand position. Let me just check the comments really quick, make sure you can hear. Good. It seems like everybody's doing good. Just want to make sure. Okay, so those are a small list of things you should be on the lookout for. Hand placement's a big one. If you don't have finger numbers written in, what I would do is I would look at about a in two measure increments, and I would determine what is the range, meaning like what's the highest note and what's the lowest note. So within this little section here, it looks like our lowest note is C, and it looks like our highest note is G. See that? So starting here, it gave us the perfect hand position, and hey, it's exactly what they have written there in terms of the numbers. So that's how you do it if the numbers aren't there. Same thing with the left hand. You take a look, we'll do this real quick, at the range. So our lowest note is middle C, highest note looks like it's G, and hey, that fits us right in the right place. So always be looking out for that range. Another thing to look out for is this. It almost tripped me up here, but I have looked at this before, which actually technically is cheating because it's not technical sight read, but we will do real sight reading here in a minute. But this is double treble clef. You got to be really careful, especially when you start getting past the beginner stages, that both your hands will be in the treble clef. And the reason they do that is if they wrote this in bass clef, all of these notes would be way up here, and they'd almost be like, it's just a way to spread out the notes a little bit better, so it's not as confusing between each hand. Okay, let's see what else you should be on the lookout for. Dynamics. Do we have any dynamics? Not really, but dynamics tell you how loud or soft to play. Definitely a huge thing. I already said accidentals. Slur lines. Things like, oops, I circled too far. Let me do this one. Things like this. See how there's these curving lines over these notes? Well, it means to smoothly connect them. And that gives the piece a lot more musicality. So let's go over this list really quick. When you sit down, and why isn't this working today? Oh, there we go. So when you sit down, the list of things you should be going over your head is 1, time signature. And then you want to like kind of feel out the beat as well. Number 2, key signatures. Number 3, hand placement. Number 4, dynamics. We didn't have any. Number 5, accidentals. Number 6 was the articulations, that's the word. Couldn't find it today, but the articulations, which is like staccato, legato, basically explaining how to play the notes. And you want to do all this before you even start playing. And why is that? Well, there's a lot of things to process while you're sight reading, because the whole idea of sight reading is being able to get to the beginning of this example to the end with as few mistakes as possible. And the more groundwork you do before you even put your hands on the piano, the better. So now, with all that said, we're going to be playing 10 exercises today, by the way, doing the same kind of thing for each one getting a little bit more difficult. And then I got some tips at the end, but let's take a look at this one. We're going to sight read this, and I'm going to go nice and slow. There's no reason to try to play it super duper fast. So here we go. I'm going to play it, and then if I mess up or anything happens, we'll talk about it at the end. Repeat. And there's a repeat there again, but I don't think there's any reason to go over it again because I nailed it. Now, when you are sight reading, I recommend this. A lot of teachers don't say to do this, but what I want you to do is play the example as a genuine sight read first. And then if you make any mistakes, make a mental note of it. And then see if you can play it just one more time, correcting as many of the mistakes as you can. And I find in the long run that actually helps me develop my sight reading even a lot faster. So there's the first example there. We're going to go over some more. Let me say hi to some people real quick because we are doing this live. Hello, Name. Hello, Sam. Portmead is here. It's been a while, Portmead. So happy to have you. All right, let's continue here. Just want to say hi to everybody. I guess there I am. I don't know. We don't have the chat any longer. Maybe I don't have that set up right. I'll have to take a look. Anyway, let's continue. We have more to cover indeed. Also, at the end, I'll be taking any questions about sight reading, so if you have any, let me know. One thing I really wanted to bring up here that was very, very important is when you're reading music, and I want to start talking about this more and more as I put out lessons on the channel, is when you're reading music, say I'm right here in the music. My fingers are right there. Where should my eyes be? And you would be surprised, and this takes a lot of getting used to because you're going to be like, how in the world do you even do that? Because that was my thing when I first learned about this. Your eyes should actually be somewhere over here, or maybe even over here. It should be a measure or two over, and you should try to process the notes ahead of time, and that's going to allow you to look ahead and adjust accordingly. I know it sounds like a big task, and if you're just a beginner, you might not be able to do it, but work towards that. Work at like starting this out and my eyes just being a measure ahead. And that's something I don't talk nearly enough about on this channel. But let's go to another one. Let's make it a little more difficult. These ones are a bit on the easier side. I have actually a few collections I want to go through. Yeah, this is a good, perfect next one here. So I'm taking a look at this for the first time. What am I on the lookout for? Well, time signature. We're in 3/4. 3 beats in a measure. We have this. And that's kind of our beat. And the right hand's da 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 da. And you wouldn't be playing, you'd just be kind of like feeling it out in your head, or maybe like ghost playing it on the keys. Let's see, time signature, key signature, no sharps, no flats, good for us. No accidentals in the middle. Hand placement, this one's pretty easy. They just kind of give it to you there. Dynamics, nothing to worry about, but we do have articulations. Now, one thing I want to tell you too is what a lot of students get wrong is they'll do something like this. Can you pick out what I played wrong there? I held this C over and I didn't rest it. And if you do that, it's actually going to sound fine. Now, it won't sound right phrasing wise, but it'll sound fine. It will be hard to pick that out. But just keep in mind, like, students really, really, really do not like to lit up off of notes during rests. But anyway, no accidentals on this one. Got the rhythm and beat down. Let's try playing this one. I'm going to be taking a look also at like maybe some parts where the hand jumps real high. And ahead of time just kind of thinking to myself, all right, what are those notes? And it's A and C. All right, now I'm ready to start. Hands in position. I'll do the rest, why not? And then next section. Fingering. So probably if I was going through this again, I would play it through again, maybe even a little bit slower, trying to correct some of the fingering, because that kind of landed my hand in a slightly wrong spot here or there, but that's what I would do next. All right, let's move on to the next one. Hey, I'm doing great, everybody. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Here we go. Let's continue. We got lots to cover. Okay, let's find a good one to contrast that with. That's maybe a little bit on the different side. Yeah, all these are double treble clef. If you're wondering what collection this is Czerny 100 Progressive Studies. And this is really good not only if you're like just learning piano, but if you are a little bit more advanced at piano, it's great, great, great sight reading. So I love that. Let's do this one next. It's a good contrast to the last one. And then I want to try to find some in different keys and with some bass clefs here. But let's take a look here, because this one is a little bit different. So we got some notes high up. First of all, 3/4 time signature. Key signature is no sharps, no flats. Double treble clef once again. And a lot of the notes are high up, and if you notice, the fingering is doing this weird thing where it's like it starts here and then you hit 3 on that C and then 2 on the C, so it's kind of like moving you up, and then 5 5 5. So we're moving quite a bit, and I think that'll probably be the challenge with playing this one. Left hand, all you got is this C major arpeggio. They do want you to play that legato. I'm going to use the pedal to help out with that. And by the way, I'm pedaling, lifting up the pedal between each group in that legato, and that's generally how you do want to pedal. You don't want to pedal between connected notes, or between notes that aren't supposed to be connected, rather. All right, let's try to play this one. I'm going to go a little bit slow because it does have a lot of high notes, so here we go. Perfect. Actually, I just realized it keeps going. Oops. The second part really isn't worth playing right now because it's more of the same type of stuff. All right, let's continue. Let me see if I can find any. Oh, we got some in a bass clef. Some in a bass clef. Actually, we are going to do this one, number 16. And I'll tell you why, because a lot of what's going on in the treble clef is more harmony, and the bass clef, we're actually in bass clef this time, has a little bit more of a melody. Not a great melody, but it does have the melody. So I always like to play things with varying aspects. Anyway, taking a look at this one, 2/4 time signature, no sharps, no flats. We have dynamics in this one too. Man, we're starting out forte. I'm going to even try to add in these dynamics if I can. And then line 2 is where it's... And then crescendo. And then forte towards the end there. We do have some slur lines. In our left hand. And other than that, I think that's pretty much it. So let me just try it. Try again. You know, I'm gonna play this one again. I felt like the dynamics could have been a little bit more, and then towards the end it was almost like a tongue twister with this. A little bit tricky, a little bit tricky. All right, let me try it one more time. I'm not going to do the repeat. I'm just going to do the whole thing. So here we go. How do I start with the right notes? Yeah, I got that ending. I'm actually so happy with myself. Oh, if you noticed, if you were really astute, Sam might have noticed that with the left hand, I was actually making the mistake I told you to avoid. I was doing this. And did you catch it? I wasn't lifting up off of those rests. It's even something that gets me. I'm telling you. It's going to get you. It's going to get you. So watch out for the rests. And to please lift up off of those held over notes. All right. So was that 4 or 5 or something like that? Let's continue going. And then we're going to spend some time. Yes, hit that like, please. It actually does help with the algorithm and stuff. And then I'll be taking some questions. So I think that was 3 or 4. Somebody keep track of how many we're on. I think that was 4. I could be wrong. Let me just look through here because there are some other collections that I do want to do. I want to do this one next, number 19, because we have some scale patterns in here. By the way, I want to tell you guys that I have a piano finger technique lesson, I think, coming out next weekend. So be on the lookout for that. But I'm going to talk about some of those things right now. Now, the one point I want to make is one of the reasons we learn our scales. Not only do they show you how each key is laid out on the piano from the starting note to the ending note, it also gives you a very basic foundation on finger technique. So in this, we have the C major scale, and guess what fingering I'm going to use? Oh, the C major scale fingering, Tim? Exactly, whoever you are. That's exactly what we're doing. So we will use the C major scale fingering. It makes things a lot easier. Later on, right here, we got a G major. Do you know what fingering we're going to use? We're going to use the G major scale fingering. Boom. Nailed it. Oh, we got some C major arpeggios over here. Oh, same fingering as the C major arpeggios. Same thing with the chords. They all carry over, and there's a reason that we learn all of this stuff, and that's the reason, actually, the main reason I'm able to play through these things as well as I can, even with little mistakes here or there. Okay, let's try this one. What are we on the lookout for? Time signature. We got the 2 C's there. That's common time. 4/4. We got some 16th notes this time. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So make sure to subdivide if you need to do that. Let's go through the list here. No key. I want to find one in a different key next. No key signature. However, we do have a number of sharps, and we do actually have a number of what's called modulations, where we are temporarily moving into another key, but only temporarily for like a measure or so. And that happens a couple of times. So watch out for those F sharps. They will get you for sure. And hey, you know what? The scale information comes in handy too, because from here to here, you see how high this note is? I'm going to be honest, glancing at that note, I have no idea what it is, but I do know what it is, because I know that this is a G major scale right here. And that top note, therefore, must be a G. Actually, it would be up here. That G right there. So you can use your scales to also figure out ledger line notes. How about that? Let's see. And that's E right there. I'm just looking through some tricky things if I need to be on the lookout. Oh, it keeps going. Okay, let's play this one. I think we've analyzed it. One thing I'm going to try to do is abide by the rests. So remember that we got like a quarter rest here. No note should be being played with that hand. I'm telling you, that's the mistake you're gonna make, and that's the mistake I'm gonna make, as you'll find out. So let's try this out. Should have held that. Oh, no, okay. I think they made a mistake. All right, let me look at these last 3 measures here, because I think they might have made a mistake. Let me see. F, A, C, E, right? Oh, maybe not. You know what? It wasn't the book that made the mistake. It was this guy. I made the mistake. I started on the wrong note. I thought it started on G, but that is an E, which actually makes a lot more sense. So if something that looks weird, go through and comb it out and see what's going on. Let me try it one more time. Oh, and it does keep going, so. But it is more of the same stuff, so maybe I'll just do the first 2 again. Here we go. When you're doing these for real, you do want to play the whole thing. I'm just trying to manage our time well, since, wow, we're 27 minutes in. All right, let's go. I would continue. But that was a lot better already there. I do feel like I could have held over some notes a little bit better. I actually was abiding by the rest, but I was lifting them up a little bit early out of anxiety, which can tend to happen. All right, how's everybody doing? Good? Let me check really quick. All right, looks like people are good. Yes, it's got Sam too, so I knew it. All right, let's continue here. I don't want to, we got to keep it moving. All right, like I said, I want to find one that's in a different key. Ooh, my prayers have been answered, but is this the one oh, this looks awful. Do you know why this one looks so bad? Wait, let's take a look at this really quick. I don't know if we'll play this one or not. It looks so bad because it's pixel. Oh, here you go. Okay, so we're starting out double treble clef, and that does get some. Oh, B flat, by the way. And what happened, dude? We have bass clef all of a sudden. Dude. And now we got to figure out what we got to do. Actually, this one looks fun. I changed my mind on it. It's warming up to me now because I think all you got to do... Let me start from the beginning here. Is cross over to hit the C. Let's see if it sounds good. Oh, dude, it does. All right. Oh, B flat. Actually, you know what mistake we made? I didn't analyze this piece before I started playing, which is a perfect thing to do because now I can demonstrate what happens when you're not paying attention to the key signature, the time signature, all that stuff before you begin. I wasn't even thinking about it, and that's why I was missing all those B flats. So before we start, 3/4 time signature. We got 1 flat, B flat, which tells us we're in the key of F, or D minor, in this case F. It's a whole nother lesson on its own. We got a ton of dynamics. You know, we're starting out soft here. And then we got a crescendo, and then decrescendos, everything. So much to pay attention to in this one. That's why I said it looks super duper fun. Let's see what else we got. I don't see many accidentals, if at all. And I do see some slurs that I'll try to add in. But I think the main thing is going to be that cross and then getting it back up again. And to accomplish this, we're going to play it slow. That gives us more of an opportunity to get it right. All right, let's try it. Remember, I'm reminding myself I got that B flat. Please remember. All right, here we go. Oh no, what note is that? I think it's A. No. G, B, D, F, A, right? This is actually really hard to say, right? At least for me. All right, normally we'd repeat, but let's just kind of like continue because you know why. All right, here we go. Okay, we're still there. Oh, these are like, wait. I see now, okay. I just realized there's another component to this altogether. Okay, sorry to get used to the hand crosses, but I realized that we have these triplet patterns against duplet patterns. So if you watch my, what was it, tricky rhythm patterns video, I talked about how to do this. I might not go into detail about it right now, but just keep in mind that if you have like eighth notes versus triplets, that's if it'll ever unpixelate, there we go. Too big, there we go. That there's a certain way of dealing with this and how they fit together. and you'll have to learn about that. So I did mess that up. I was playing them like just kind of in time with each other, but just watch out for that. Okay, was that number 5, number 6? We'll just continue going on. Let me try to find one that's a little bit different. Actually, I want to do this. Just give me a second here to bring something up on my screen, because I did not. Here we go. Nope, that wasn't the right one. There it is. Okay. I kind of want to play some of these. There we go. Okay, this is another collection of Czerny pieces. This is passage playing. Is it gonna let me scroll? Hello? Okay, maybe eventually it will. I don't know, man. It's not letting me do it. Okay, there we go. I don't know. These are looking pretty similar. Let's do this one, because this one has longer notes in the treble clef and some shorter notes in the bass clef, and we got the key signature again. So key signature, the key F. We got 1 flat throughout the whole thing. Common time signature. So a lot of 1E and a 2E and, as I see with the 16th notes. We got some accidentals, you know, G sharps right there, F sharps right there. Looks like the ending is going to be like probably the trickiest part. And yeah, starting hand position, kind of get it in there. I think the trickiest thing with this one, getting the left hand fingers to cooperate. And then, hey, look, we have a... okay, no, it's not quite the same. Never mind. All right, let me try to play it and then see if I have anything else to tell you about it. So here we go. Okay, the trickiest part was actually before the last measure. I'm going to just try that part again. And there we go. Let me try to play a little faster. Still got to work on the ending there, but a bit better at that time. Does anybody know how many we've done so far? Because I literally have no clue. Dynamics. Oh, I did. Oh, it's supposed to be piano the whole time. Oops. Thank you, Sam, for bringing that up. Try sight reading the next one, the metronome. Okay. 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 We can do that. Let me find a good one to do that. It's probably going to melt my brain. But maybe this one. This one's in B flat. That one looks like, I don't know. Do you want me to sight? I guess I should just sight read it off the bat, huh? I'll tell you what. If we're doing a metronome one, I want to go easy. Just so I can actually, my brain can comprehend it. I can't even say comprehend. What chance do I have? Oh my goodness. This thing is like, it's just a PDF document, dude. It doesn't want to... There we go. All right, maybe we'll do this one. Hold on. All right, we're doing metronome on this one because Sam wants to torture me. So let me grab the metronome. And we are, let's see, we're in 3. Maybe we'll do that. I'm just doing 3. Now I'm thinking about how like fast it's gonna be. It's actually still a little bit slow for me. Man, that's so obnoxious. Let me turn it. Apparently that was up. Here we go. Okay, a little faster. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think I might be able to manage that. Let's see. Metronome, by the way, helps you keep time. So if you just forget about the stuff in the middle, I did pretty great. Stop the metronome. There we go. So obviously I would try that through a few more times, but practicing, Sam brings up a good point, practicing sight reading. If you're new to sight reading, don't forget about the metronome. Just throw it away, but not too far. But you want to be practicing with your metronome for an extra challenge because it will force you to keep up with the beat. And it's also a good way, like with your regular pieces, to catch areas where there's slow down and you need some work. So you got me with that one, Sam. Does anybody know how many? Like 6 or 7. Okay, let's do like let's do like 3. All right, how's everybody doing? All right, let's continue. And then I actually have some stuff here at the end for you guys. Let's do like 3 more. Let's just assume we did 7. I think it could have been more. Man, what is going on here, man? All right, let's do this. I want to do some church hymnals. And we're going to get them from here. Okay, so if you don't know, church hymnals are actually really good for sight reading. Whether you're religious or not doesn't matter. Because there are a lot of choral arrangements. And the notes are, the way they like move chord to chord is pretty similar to how you're going to see it happen in your music. And it's really good for like processing the movement between like chords all at once. You'll see what I mean. And also choral music is kind of broken up. Like the treble clef is up here and then there's words and then the bass clef. So you have more space between the treble and bass clef. And just being able to play choral music is just kind of like a good thing if you're an aspiring piano player, because somebody might ask you to play for a chorus and you might be able to do it if you practice your church hymnals. So let's take a look at whatever one we are going to pick. I'm not even sure yet. Here we go. Let's see. All creature. We'll pick number 2. Okay. And by the way, this is SDAhymnals.com. If you just type in church hymnals on Google, you'll find it. All right, we'll do like 2 lines of this one. The good thing is that this one does introduce a lot of newish stuff that we need to talk about. So we're in 3/2 here. That tells us we have 3 half notes. Is that right? Wait, what even is 3/2? That's 3 half notes per measure, correct? Yes, that is correct. So I'm just looking through here. It's really not that bad. So what that tells you is that the half note gets 1 beat though. So we're basically in 3, but the half note gets 1 beat. Eighth notes are quarter notes are gonna be more like eighth notes, worth half of a beat. Man, this is gonna be fun to think about. But I think so long as you play the whole note's longer, the half note's half as long, and the quarter note's half as long as that, you'll be okay. But let me look at some other things. Not only do we have 3/2, we're in the key of D major, 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. Looking for any articulations or anything. We have a couple of ties. I don't even know if ties technically are a thing, but I do see a slur here or there. Like I said, the biggest challenge is going to be able to play these chords and these notes with kind of a spread out hand, or not spread out hand position, but spread out between the music. Accidentals, yeah, I see G sharp and down. I don't think you guys can see it down here. But yeah, just being on the lookout for some things. Hand position, let me get the hand position right, because they do not write that in this time. So I'm looking at kind of like where the notes. Oh, I forgot this about church hymnals. They are not kind to my size hands. Although I can do them. Let's finish it. Yeah, we only got 2 more lines to go. That sounded wrong. Man, that was tough. It was tougher than it looked. Like I said, the notes are more spread out, and there's like actually a lot more happening than what it looks like. So I know why my college professor always taught me to sight read church hymnals, because they really do activate your brain. All right, let's see. Is there on the text? Oh, to like sing it? No way, no way. Let's try another like 1 or 2 here. And then, actually, you know what? Before we do that, I wanted to plug a thing or two first. So over on my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com, let's go there right now, shall we? I have over 20 courses designed to help you learn a lot more about piano and music. And it'll bring up here in just a second, I hope. There we go. Yes. Yeah, so over on my website, over 20 courses help you learn a lot more about not just music, but like music theory, ear training, sight reading, things like that. Anything to give you like a solid foundation to start building on, or if you have experience already, give you an opportunity to advance your skills. You can learn at your own pace, of course, because these are just courses. Each course includes instructional videos along with like practice assignments, worksheets. So it's like the YouTube channel, you'll watch a video, right? And then you'll watch the next one, and there's not really a lot of opportunities to practice these things. Well, the courses fix that, because you'll be given instructional videos, but you'll have the opportunity to have notes, worksheets, real pieces to play around what you're learning, so that you will not just learn each topic, but you can learn, practice, and master each topic, which is super duper important when learning piano. So pianolessonsontheweb.com, code YouTube for an additional 15% off. So just want to let you know about that, because it does, it's not only a good way to help out the channel, but it's also a great way to invest in your music education even further. Thank you so much, Sam. I really appreciate you linking me there. So let's get back into sight reading here and some hymnals that we were looking at. But I didn't want to forget about the website. Let me get a drink. I need one bad. And I mean water, of course. There we go. Okay. Let's roll the dice on worship the Lord. Okay, we're in 3-4. No key signature. Notes are really far apart again. This one looks quite a bit easier, actually. Thank goodness. Right? Do you think I could play it with the metronome? Maybe. Let's see. Well, that's too fast. I'm going to try to play it that fast. So, here we are going to try it. 2, 3. By the way, what beat am I starting on with the metronome? 1, 2, or 3? And the answer is 3, because we have a pickup measure. That's why there's only one note there, and there's a measure line right there. So 1, 2, I'm going to start on this one. There you go. 2. I did pretty good. I think if I didn't have that page turn right there, I think I would have nailed it pretty much. So, a little extra, challenge, add in the metronome. Let's do one more. I hope this is 10. If not, I'll make it 9. I'll just change the title. That works. We'll just do one more, though. Joyful, joyful, we adore thee. See what kind of magic they have for us this time. This one doesn't look too bad either. This one's in 4/4. I see some D sharps and C sharps. Not in the key signature. Oh, we are in the key of G, by the way. So we got F sharps all over the place. And just looking at my hand position here, just kind of seeing where the notes are going. Oh, this one's going to be like a kind of an exercise in hand span. Well, sort of. All right, here we go. We're gonna try it. Wait, I've heard this before. Poor hands. Pro tip, at the end here, you see like this range here of the bottom notes, we got G and then B. Well, I can't reach that. So what I did was I combined the two right hand notes and I just played that with the right hand. That's one tip if the notes are too far away. And I do have on my list anyway like a lesson about some tips, like if your hands are shorter, on the shorter side, like mine. Okay, I think that was 10. Um, no way they ripped Beethoven off. Ode to Joy, yeah, exactly. It looks like they did just rip off Ode to Joy. Or maybe Ode to Joy ripped off them? Yeah, which would have come first? Because all these, I think a lot of these church hymnals are incredibly old as well. So I'm not sure. Let me talk about some things. So I want to give some like channel updates. The first thing I want to do though is I want to give I want to do an outro. Like I think I'm actually gonna have my editor edit this together, and we're gonna release this as like an edited version later on because I think it went really well. So I want to do that. Let me come up with an outro. We're not leaving right now. I just want to let you know. I just want to be like, oh, watch this lesson next on sight reading or something like that. Okay. So I have a lot more great lessons on the channel about sight reading and reading music all together. You can find them here and here. Thank you so much for coming by, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you so much. There we go. That was the outro for the video. We're still here. Okay. Now, I want to talk about like what's happening with the channel because things are a little bit different this year than last year. Last year, we were doing a lot more live streaming. We were doing like piano practice club, some other things. So some of you might be wondering like what's going on, what is coming up, what's happening. So the first half of this year, I know we're over the halfway point. I was working just on the new lesson formula coming out because I really didn't have enough time live streaming all the time to kind of plan ahead and adjust my strategy as I was going along. And I think over the long period that kind of like, and there were some other things that kind of like hurt the channel. And we'll talk about piano practice club here in a second. So I have been spending more time on the new lessons coming out. They have been performing better. You guys seem to like them. I'm more happy with them as well. So I needed time to really figure that out. I have made significant progress on that. It's still a work in progress, but I made significant progress to the point where we're bringing back live streams, but like probably twice a month, like once every other week. I think I could manage along with new videos coming out. So that's the plan with the live streams for now. We'll probably have one in a couple weeks, at least one more in August here, and then we'll try to have 2 in September, October, November, December, so forth. Now I want to talk about what happens to Piano Practice Club. Where is it? Where is it going? So I want to bring it back next year. I know that's a few months away yet. It's going to be here before you know it. And I know that some of you, it really helped you stay motivated because we were all kind of like learning and practicing together. And I thought it was fun. And I know that some of you enjoyed it a lot as well. A big problem is that there's a lot of people on the channel that don't enjoy it. And they don't watch it, or they click on it and then they jump off of it right away. And this hurts the channel. So what I'm thinking about doing is bringing back Piano Practice Club next year, but only hosting it on Discord, which will also be more incentive for people to join the Discord because we'll be doing activities just exclusive to that. So it's coming back. It'll be Discord only. I'm going to figure out the logistics on how to make that work. I don't think it'll be that hard from what I've seen, but that's what's going on. And then in terms of new videos, I have a ton of new great videos coming out. The next one I'll tell you is piano finger technique. It is coming out hopefully next weekend or the weekend after. I'm not 100% sure. You guys have any questions? Oh, I want to talk about memberships as well. Channel memberships. If you are a member, I will spend more time answering your questions either here live or like in the comments between, or when videos come out and things like that. Let's see. Good. I'm glad that it should be quite simple. Let's see if we have any questions today. So you saw in the post that I made, the stickied post, it says anyone can ask questions without donating. That's true. However, if you leave a super chat with your question or you're a member, you're going to get a longer response. So that's how we'll do it from now on. I had like a more clamped down rule last time, and I realized that was just too much. You know what I mean? And it just kind of wasn't fair. So let's take a look here. Reading through some of these, it really bothers me. Let me try to find out what's going on with the chat here, like where it went. Why I don't have it. Let's see if we can add it back in, because that makes things a lot more engaging. I do want to take the second here to thank all the moderators and all of the channel members, especially all the moderators for all you do. Oh man, where smart selection? Here we go. Okay. All right, here we go. And thank you for all you do, and thank you for anybody for all your support, whether you just watch or you sign up for courses or you're a member. Thank you all. I don't remember that enough to thank everybody. I'd assume I'm fine. I'm great. How about you? I'd assume I'm fine. Okay. Well, hopefully you are fine, Sam. Hit that like button. I agree. It helps. I'm sure these pieces are great for sight reading, but how can I convince myself to practice something I might not really like? Okay, that's interesting. Some of these practice pieces are a bit too far from what I usually like. Well, that's a great question. Find a piano lesson book. Let me find one. Find a piano lesson book that you haven't looked through yet. There's a ton of different types. There's Alfred's, there's Faber, there's a few other ones, book series. So pick a book series you haven't played through, but the pieces are a little bit easier than what you're used to. Those will be a lot more entertaining to practice than the ones I showed you. The ones I showed you are just very basic, you know what I mean, like etudes and stuff like that. So that's what I recommend. Find real pieces to play, but just make sure that they're a little bit below your current level, and you should be able to sight read them. And there's no, like, instead of sight reading 10 little examples like I did, it's no, there's no problem sight reading like a longer piece as one sight reading example, or like one sight reading session. I think you get what I'm saying. But great question. You can try looking at an exam. Yeah, actually pretty much what I said. Great. Okay, I'll try that. Perfect. 6 or 7. Thank you so much, Sam. SDA hymnals, correct. Throw in texts for the mix of extra challenge. No. How long should you sight read a day to get good? Excellent question, Portmead. You should be sight reading. You should be sight reading every day. The amount of time, I would say 5 to 10 minutes. Don't let it take over your entire practice session. However, if you're going to spend more time on something, sight reading certainly isn't the worst. But so the answer for you is just make sure you add it to each practice session. And I would do like an example or two. Nowhere near as long as what we did today. We did almost a whole practice session worth of sight reading. So you don't need to do that much. Most people recommend 30 minutes to an hour a day. Yeah, so like total practice time, especially for like beginners, early intermediates. That's pretty good. And I spent 5 or 10 of that on sight reading. You can do 30 on sight reading if you want. What class do you recommend when starting? Okay, excellent question. So if you're just starting out, the class I recommend you take on my website, I assume you're saying, is introduction. It's called Introduction to Piano and Music. Let me see if I can just kind of like show you where that is really quick. Okay, so on my website, by the way, you can buy courses in course packs and kind of get a deal on them. But here in the beginners pack, there's a course called Introduction to Piano and Music. And that's the first one you want to take. And they are listed in the order you should take them, by the way. And I have updated this last year, so it is a new, fresh, nice version of the course. So that's the course you want to start with, Introduction to Piano and Music. There it is. Is there a playlist that you have where you can go from beginner musician to an advanced one? Well, that's quite a playlist, but no, I don't have a playlist technically like that. Let me think about that question for a second. Is there a playlist that you can go from beginner to advanced? No, that's, like I said, that's just too much. Let me think about how to show you guys this. Hold on. Yeah, let me grab something real quick. All right, I'm grabbing you a link to the playlist that I think best fits your question. So hold on. Playlists. I mean, I think the home music, let's see what it was. The home piano course will get you started. It's certainly not going to make you a professional by the time you're done. Like I said, I don't think there is a playlist like that. But let me write this: playlists for beginners starting. That's just going to be like a set of lessons that walks you through this book, actually. And that's a good place to get started, I think. So not your exact answer, but I actually couldn't exactly answer that. Hey, Tess, you almost forgot you're here. How can you forget that you're here? I could see how I could forget, maybe. But I don't see how you could forget that you're in your own class. All right, I'm good. How are you? I'm doing good. Hello, Ode Joy. Yes. The answer to that question is yes. Have to do some math. Okay. Have a good one. Any are appreciated. What did you say, name? How can I save or copy link? Good question. So if I posted a link, you want to right click on it and you want to click, this is if you're on Windows. If you're on Mac, oh, it doesn't show you. Well, anyway, if you right click on it, there will be like a little menu, and if there should be one that says copy link address, and that will give you the link address that I gave you. And then you could save it in like a Word document or something. I think that's what I would do. Yes, remember to use code YouTube for sure. Good lesson, enjoyed. Can you give me a link for the hymn site? Yes, Sam's got you covered. Thank you, Sam. Sam, you're doing a great job today. Thank you so much. Yeah. All right. Did we get through all the questions? Yeah. All right. I think we got through all the questions. Let me just make sure that I don't have anything else to cover. And then maybe we'll adjourn for today. But let me just make sure. Oh, I want you guys to take a look. This is what I want you to do after we're done, okay, which is here in a few minutes. I want you, if you have not watched this collection of lessons yet, I need you to watch it. I want you to watch all the videos in this playlist I'm about to give you now. Some of you, if you've been around for a while, you probably have seen these. But if you're newish, you're definitely going to get a lot out of that playlist. And I also have it in the description as well. So you can do that. No, you don't have to make up for not being here, Sam. I understand. I understand. I guess what I want to talk about is, when is our next live stream going to be? Sometime in August. I'm going to give a soft date, meaning that it could change, of August 18th. That's 2 weeks from now. I do kind of want to get on a thing where I release a live stream on Friday on the same weeks that I release a video, because then I can tell you guys, like, hey, tomorrow this video is coming out. Make sure you watch it, and then more people watch the video. So I think that's what we'll do. I'm working on Christmas already. You know, we'll have like a Christmas thing. I think maybe that'll be our first, what is it called? First piano practice club back. Make sure to join the Discord as well. If you want to be a bigger part of our community. Sometimes more things happen on the Discord than like sometimes it kind of, I don't know. Sometimes there's more activity on there. That's the link to the Discord. Let's see. Honestly, memorizing face, then Gipfa, his gibberish has been useful in sight reading. Well, that's great. That's great. I like, you don't even need to, you don't even need the mnemonics. You just do the, put it into a word. I could see that working. Probably not for everybody, but some people. You know, probably I agree on not making it a thing now. Oh, when is the Reddit? Yeah. No more Reddit. I'm not doing Reddit. You know what? I've actually, I reactivated it recently. I even deactivated my Reddit account for a while. Well, I didn't deactivate it. What I did was I changed my password to something. I had no idea what it was. So then I couldn't log in unless I did like the password reset thing. And then this week got me. I reset my password and now I'm back on Reddit. But I need to get off because Reddit is just like Facebook. Like, I just waste so much time on there, and it's the worst. I will be here from now on. Excellent. Awesome, David. So happy to have you, by the way. David, Tess, Sam, Mogag, David again. Anybody else that was here? Port Me, thank you for coming. Of course, Wayne, good lesson. Thank you. Thank you. We got name here. Marcus, thank you for coming. Zaynep was here once again. Zaynep, you've been here for many years, and I appreciate your brand loyalty. I appreciate you just being here and learning from us. Glad to have us. But very few people are here for like years and years and years and years, because life happens, you know. Like Rich. Rich was here for like years and years, and most of you probably don't even know who that is. Yeah, Tess, Joy, and Siri, thank you for coming. If I miss your question for some reason, let me know now. Jeffrey, thanks for coming. David, I think I said hi to you a bunch of times already. I'm just making sure I got all the bases covered. And if I didn't say hi to you, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for coming, Tiffany. Piano is a good subreddit for resources. I agree. I actually need to be on there more. I just can't have a Reddit account where I can post, because I'm like so tempted to be like, once I start posting, that's what gets me going. Becoming virtuosos together, yes, for sure. I agree. Westchester, agreed, David. How did you figure out that I'm from there? Oh, maybe you... No, I don't know. I'm trying to see if there's anything on screen that says Westchester. But yes, Westchester is where I went to school and pretty much grew up around that area. Bam Margera is from there, if you know who that is. Totally relevant. Anyway, guys, I want to say I appreciate you so much. I look forward to the lessons I'll be putting out, or look forward to the lessons I'll be putting out in the future. They're going to be good ones. They're going to be getting better and better and better, because now I'm like on this mission to make each one a little bit better than the last, and that's the name of the game on YouTube. All right, Friday's good for me. I go to sleep early. That's excellent. Yeah, I think Friday works a little bit better for people than Sunday. I realize that putting them on Sunday for me means that some people it's actually Monday, and that's not good. Whereas if I put it on Friday, some people it'll be Saturday. Not sure about the self-promotion guidelines in RPNO. Yeah, self-promotion is generally frowned upon everywhere, as I learned when I first did Reddit. Are you interested in posting videos of you practicing pieces and giving tips? Oh, wait, let me read this over here. Are you interested in posting videos of you practicing pieces or giving tips as you go or something similar? Yes. In fact, I wanted to talk about that. You bring up an interesting point, Mogag. So the live streams are going to be a lot of what we did today, where I practice through like examples and then I give you tips along the way. And for sure, I'll be just practicing pieces, scales, things like that, because I found that the live stream is a longer format, over an hour, right? So that makes more sense to do something where I'm demonstrating for longer periods of time. So the answer to that question is yes. Tim, I think you had mentioned doing collaborations with others a year ago. Did I? If I mentioned that, nothing came of it. I might have mentioned that it might be a good idea. And I was probably talking about it in terms of like, I remember I was the r/places thing. I know I was talking about like collabing with other communities to try to make that happen. And the r/places thing like snuck up on us this time. There was like, I felt like there's no announcement to it. And Reddit has just been a dumpster fire for like weeks now. So, I don't know. Nothing happened with it. I'm not opposed to collaborating with others. I think right now I have enough things to work on my channel, but that's definitely something I would consider and I want to think about. I don't want to bring this up. I'm going to get in trouble bringing this up. This is all I'm going to say about it. There are certain piano YouTubers out there. There's really only like two. Okay, I'm not going to name who they are. But they are, in my opinion, plagiarizing videos. Now, here's the thing. If somebody comes to my channel and they see a video I did and they're like, oh, that's an interesting idea, and they have a piano channel too, and they make a similar video, but they make it like their own version of it, That's totally fine. Totally fine. There's no like, that's not plagiarism at all. But when somebody makes a video and they copy the title, the thumbnail, the song they play in the intro is the same, the words in the intro are the same, most of the content in the middle is the same, I think that's plagiarism. And I don't know, I don't think I'm going to do anything about this. I shouldn't be talking about it because I'm going to get in trouble. But I don't know. Anyway, bye guys. Forget what I said. But I am open to collaborating with everybody, to be honest. There is, Sam, but there is no reason when somebody puts out a video and the title's the same, and I'm saying the thumbnail is exactly the same. They took the exact same layout and they just basically plastered their face over like what the other person's face was. And when you do that and those things line up, that's literally, you're just you watch somebody's video and you're like, okay, they did this, I'm gonna do that. Okay, they did this, I'm gonna do that. All right, they did this, I'm gonna do that. It just gets to start getting into like plagiarism. Whereas like I said, if you see another video, like say I see a 10 practice tips video on another channel, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make my own version of practice tips. That's totally fine, so long as like I'm not like taking notes like, oh, I'm gonna copy every little thing. But anyway, I don't want to start complaining about other channels. The answer is yes, I am open to collaborating with other channels, even though I probably just burned some bridges just now or something. Most people are not doing this, by the way. Most channels are totally fine. Totally fine. No, I'm not calling YouTube copyright. The only thing that bothers me about the plagiarism is instead of it just like cannibalizes itself, because people will start to be like, wait, all these channels are exactly the same. Whereas I feel like right now, you know, my and I'll answer this question here in a second that we just got. My channel, when you go to my channel, there's a certain style to it, right? Even if some of the videos are the same as like Jazer's channel or Pianotes, or I forget what that other guy's name is. Even if they're the same, there's still like enough differentiation between each one to where we're all like a good resource for learning piano. Whereas if we all just start making the exact same videos, there's really no point for most of us to exist. That's just my opinion on it. Anyway, let's take a look. What would suggest for a beginner keyboard or piano to begin with? I have limited space and would like portability. Okay, today is my first day watching a channel. Hello. All right. Dan, the breaking news man. For beginner keyboard or piano to begin with. Okay, limited space, portability. Let me get you something here. Yes, no, it's a huge thing on YouTube. I know Sniper Wolf just got called out for doing something similar to this. Anyway, the Twitch channels were called out. Anyway, let me find a question for Dan, or an answer for Dan's question. Give me a second, folks. All right, let me get you a good piano to start with. I'm going to get you a link here too. I like the Yamaha series. Like the P45 is usually pretty good. Now, I don't know what your budget is. The P45 is $449. It's an 88 key keyboard, so it's going to take you pretty far. It has inbuilt speakers, I think, and it's the only... Yeah, it's like a really good starting instrument, I think. But it's also one you'll buy, and you won't have to buy another one next year or 2 years. It's like if you get really, 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 really good and professional, maybe. But this one will take you quite far, I guarantee it. Yeah, YouTube does have a cesspool of plagiarism. I might as well not even like bring it up. I'm definitely not going to make a big deal about it or call people out. I don't think that's fair either. And to be honest, there was a time when I was first figuring out my channel where I was doing a little bit more of that. Now, I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to make the intro and everything the same. But anyway, this is the Yamaha P45. The keys are weighted. Let me check for you. Weighted keys, yes, as a special feature. They're decent. They're not as good as a Roland keyboard. If you want a really fancy Roland keyboard, again, it depends on what your budget is. But let me get you this, and then maybe we'll adjourn later. Oh, that's the wrong video. Link to my keyboard. Now, this is a similar keyboard because mine is out of production, but it's pretty much the same thing. Let's see. This is a Roland something. I don't even remember what it's called. Let me look it up, see what's up. Roland RD2000. I think mine's an RD700. It's an earlier model. This is a $2,600 instrument. However, it is more professional. You would need external speakers for this one too. So this one would not fit into your need of portability as much. So I don't know. You might want to go with the Yamaha. One good upright, true, will take you all the way to concert levels, true. But something he's saying it needs to be portable, so uprights tend to be a little bit heavier. But that is true. That is true. So in case anybody else needs that info. All right, guys, I won't complain anymore about plagiarism. It's just something I noticed. It just bothers me if like it's the exact same video. Trust me, if I made like a content cop or whatever on this, I could make it kind of funny because it literally is like they start out playing for Elise and then they say hello everybody, ... like the same exact thing. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed the lesson today with sight reading, and there will be more live streams in the future where we practice like pieces. And if you have a suggestion you want me to do, then let me know. I'd be more than happy to try to accommodate that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for the mods, the members, all the support, anybody signing up for the courses, and just attending today. You really make things a lot more enjoyable for me, because if nobody showed up, I probably wouldn't show up either. So it's been European teacher Tim here. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.